So hello everybody, today we're looking at supersonic footage from exclusively the Tails channel. I'll be, putting something with their name up and as well, just showing them off the credits and whatnot. We got the footage from them basically on Twitter. We also got how the character looks like and how the render looks like. And let's just say this render is interesting because this is a just interesting choice for a Sonic, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think it looks bad. I think Sonic in game actually looks a lot better than most of the characters. I think the problem with Sonic is as a whole is the fact that like maybe the Supersonic's always been divisive for like fans, if that makes sense. He's not always a character that really depends on whoever. People like him shiny, people like him glowy. It 100% depends on who like what type of Sonic fan you are, but I think he looks good in game. I like his poses as well. You can see from the footage I'll be throwing up on screen, his posing looks pretty good. He has some amazing trick animation. I think he only has one trick animation. That's all I can see in the footage. This could change though. I think this footage is from the early gameplay, not early gameplay, early copy basically. So I don't think it's going to change. What I do know is that Tails channel did provide some information about Supersonic, which we'll get into in a second. But overall, he looks good in some places. I think he has his own color, if that makes sense. He doesn't seem to be too glowy or too shiny. I know he seems to be a mix and balance of both. But I can understand that people wanted maybe more quills out there. Though, I don't think the quill stuff was going to change anytime soon. I think, unfortunately, that is just how he is. I don't know why people expected that. Sonic for the last couple like decades damn near has always had his quills up for like Supersonic, so that's how it's going to be. Seems for voice lines they haven't changed anything. This is low-key just like a reskin of Sonic overall, except for the fact that you actually can't get hurt by items. You'll see on the footage overall, but they give us more details about them. The fact that you can't get hurt by items, you apparently can't get stopped. You're basically invincible. Which makes sense because, that Supersonic is supposed to be invincible. You're basically invincible the entire time, which, yeah, like I said, makes sense. I do think as well that it's a cool thing. For those who don't know, and if you haven't played the online test network, you can only actually get Supersonic, I think, from beating every Grand Prix. Like all of it. I think that's how you do it. And I think they show a little hint. I'll put it up on screen. Yeah, they do. They show you a hint of Supersonic when you're going to the Grand Prix. So you don't know how Dodon does that, and it's pretty cool. I think overall though, I think he looks good. He runs well. It's cool to have a form that basically makes you invincible. Damn near, you're like super invincible during the races. There's a lot of cool stuff. The footage is also in supersonic speed, which is something a lot of people have been wanting. We did not get that during the network test, and I was a little upset because I thought we were going to, but we finally also get to see Sonic's little dance. You'll see in a second. Whoa, I'll show it up on screen. We'll finally get to see Sonic's little dancey dance, which is pretty cool. I do like the fact that Sonic does have some other cool stuff on it. There he is. That's pretty cool. That's sick. So they have his Frontiers effects. From what I'm noticing, they have his Frontiers super effects, which is really cool to see. I didn't expect them to go this route, I guess, because, well, I mean, I did expect them to go this route. The problem is that, like, he has the Frontier super effect and all that. And I like that. I like that, really. I did expect maybe for them to, I don't know, be a little bit more consistent on his render. Apparently, his render is from like the 2010s. And it kind of looks like it. I'm not going to lie to you. His super looks good. I think this is a good mix of both. He has some glow. He's pretty yellow. He's not so muted in color. He's not so shiny either. He just looks like he's been like glazed in Vaseline. But like, I think my one issue, right, is the fact that like he doesn't have his render just looks off. It's an old render, and I did not expect them to do that. I kind of had like, I don't know, suspicions that maybe they would use the one from Frontiers. Like they have a Frontiers supersonic render, and it's not that bad looking. Like it don't look bad. So it's a little confusing why they went to this 2010 render or didn't make a new one, because they made new ones for everybody in Crossworlds. I would have assumed that he would got one too, but I guess that's pretty much it that we got to see. I'm really excited for this. He looks good. Like it's just, it does suck that maybe he doesn't have any like, what do you call it? I don't know, maybe not like a lot of, what's the word? Like new emotions, only one pose that he likes to do. No voice lines or nothing. But at the same time, this isn't meant to be a character you're going to play all the time. You can't play him all the time. For the details we were given, he can't be used online. It kind of makes sense because he's invincible. That would be cheating. That would be a huge amount of cheating. So apparently, yeah, you can't use them online. That makes a lot more sense than it should. I wouldn't be surprised if you could. That would be a little stupid, but yeah, you cannot use him online. The whole point of him in this moment is to just run him how he is, which I mean works for me really. Oh boy, like I said, like no items don't affect him. He's invincible. I think the only thing that affects him is the terrain. If you don't have a speed boost item, he will just slow down. I think that's the thing for every racer damn near. So it's like you're gonna have to have an item to go through the grass, which makes sense. I kind of like that this is the case. I hope that he didn't have that, but he looks fun. He looks funny. He looks really sick to me. I think that he is a good prize, or I guess a good reward for beating the Grand Prix. I think that's the whole point of it, if I remember correctly. And the fact that like he's not paid DLC, something that Sega has done before, the really stupid decision, by the way. I like that he is a prize that you win. I think that fits more than what do you call it? Trying to make him into this paid DLC or a pre-order bonus. I like that WEREHOG's going to be a pre-order bonus. We actually did get footage of the WEREHOG. I'll switch to that right now. And here's footage of the WEREHOG. So far, he looks impressive to me. I think that they did a good job on him. I think, unfortunately, is the fact that he has no voice lines is kind of disappointing. But I guess that my inference on why WEREHOG is missing voice lines is because he was a last-minute addition. That's kind of how I see it, really. I don't think that he was particularly going to be in the game originally. Just as I thought for the Prime characters, due to the fact that like the voice actors for Prime kind of actually told us that they had no idea this was happening. This is news to them, and I'm like, okay, so this makes 100% more sense on the fact that like the Prime and the WEREHOG, the DLC bonuses were absolutely not planned to be in the game yet, and because they were added, it was a lot easier to, you know, just give them models and whatnot. This, that, the third. It is cool to see WEREHOG back though, and he looks good. I hope maybe in future updates, you know, they just invest into his voice lines. I don't think it's hard to get Roger on this, but if they do go for somebody else, I wouldn't mind seeing that. Maybe a young Johnny Bosch, anything like that. That'd be pretty cool. Anybody that could do like just a rough WEREHOG voice, something similar to that level, I think that could work. He looks amazing though. I don't know. I just like how he looks in this. I think this fits him a lot more. I kind of wish, again, that like that's my only issue is the fact that he does not have a voice. Kind of sucks. Kind of really sucks, low key. But it's okay though. I like yeah, he doesn't have a voice, but I'll live without it. I'll still live with that. I do think it sucks though. I don't want people to be like, you're not thinking it's as serious as it should be. It is serious. It does suck. Yeah, absolutely. I think the fact that like even the DLCs won't have voices is a little disappointing as well. I think the only one that does is Hatsune Miku, which I mean, yeah. That one was unexpected. Let me actually not act like a Hatsune Miku. I expected her to have voices. I did not expect her to have voices at all. I expect none of the DLC to have voices. So we'll see how that goes. I don't think there's going to be a mainstay for every DLC. I think they might actually, maybe not the paid ones, but I can see them updating the Sega DLCs over time and whatnot. Big updates. They could add voices to the Sega DLCs. That's how I see it as 100%. But for now, I mean, WEREHOG looks good. Unfortunately, he does not have a voice, which is a-okay with me. Yes, it's not the best, which is why I'm saying it's okay, because I can deal with it, but I can 100% see why people do not like this shit. It is totally okay to not like the fact that WEREHOG doesn't have a voice, or any other DLC character doesn't have a voice. Absolutely valid, because I like it does suck. I would have liked to hear Roger's WEREHOG voice, or if not, I would have loved to hear someone else take the mantle of the WEREHOG voice. Maybe a different VA for it would be pretty cool, really. Because of course, but yeah, that's about it, really. I like the idea of what we saw. This was pretty good. I'll see y'all later. Then I'll put the Twitter links for everything that I saw today and where I got my footages, because these are not mine. I will put them in the links below in the description if you want to go peep them. Outside of that, though, I will see y'all later. Goodbye.